bunch of hype out there.
Let's head upstairs. Here's our ring announcer, Chuck Cease, with the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout is a 6-round welterweight fight. And your referee is Mr. John McHale. First up, in the red corner, coming into the Poconos from Paterson, New Jersey. We'll start that one over. First of all, in the red corner, from Scranton, Pennsylvania, wearing black trunks with yellow trim. His record is 4 wins, 10 losses, 1 draw. 4 of his wins are by knockout. He comes into the fight weighing 140 pounds. Here is Dennis, the boss man, Burley. And his opponent in the blue corner from Paterson, New Jersey, with an impressive record of 8 victories, no losses, and no draws. 2 of his victories are by knockout, wearing black trunks with the white trim. He weighed in at 140 pounds. Here is Fred Curiel.
Referee again is John McHale.
All right, gentlemen, you were given the rules of the state of Pennsylvania. Are there any questions? No questions. I want you to protect yourself at all times and obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves.
Well, again, Fred Curiel getting ready to come out for his 9th professional fight. Turning pro in only June of 1994. Won a 4-rounder there over Robert Sierra. And has never been down. So it'll be interesting to see what Mr. Burley can come out with. Interesting enough, he's won 4. All 4 of them have been by knockouts. But he, too, has been knocked out a total of 6 times. Make that 3 times, excuse me.
Yeah, we saw Burley down in Atlantic City about a month ago, and he had, although he lost the fight, he had his opponent on the deck. He is a strong puncher. That's pretty much what he relies on.
Good combination thrown by Curiel as he goes in on top of him. 140-pounder. You see Burley just powering in on top of him, and John McHale has to go to work early. Round 1 of a 6-rounder here in the welterweights.
Nice little fighter, Curiel. You see him down in the pocket there. We're very within himself. No wasted motion or anything. Nice feints.
Got a good straight left jab, that's for sure.
He's very relaxed in there. He's just setting things up. Let this, Burley's a grown man and Curiel's just a kid, but he's gonna, let the old man use up his strength early in this fight. Just take his time and relax and work his way into this.
Burley is 31 years of age. Turned pro back in December of 1988. Matter of fact, he was knocked out in his first fight, but he was not in there with a patsy. Drake Fasdy, the former Canadian champion, stepped in against him, knocked him out in 2 rounds.
God, what weight was that at? Fasdy's light heavyweight.
I know.
As Burley throws that looping overhand right hand. It's such an awkward punch. You can catch a good fighter with it because comes in at kind of a blind angle.
168 was the weight on that Fasdy fight, by the way. Obviously very early in Fasdy's life.
Oh, that jab backed up early there.
One of the basic fundamentals of all boxing again, you set it up with a jab, and Curiel is certainly doing that here. As he comes in with a double left jab, backing Burley up. A lead right hand that time was caught, a shot that goes a little south of the border, acknowledged by the referee, and Burley does not want to take any time though. Half a minute to go in round 1.
Nice little shifts and feints by Curiel here. He's always on balance. Good solid little fighter.
There's one characteristic of Burley's fight game. Again, as I mentioned, all 4 of his wins have been knockouts. 3 of those have been in the first round. So if he does not get to you early on, he struggles a bit to try to win fights. And right now he's struggling to try to get to Curiel. Looping right hand got through though. A good look at Dennis Burley as he comes out to answer the bell for round 2 against an up-and-coming young welterweight. And is 8-0. Freddie Curiel as he comes out, and they clash early in the center of the ring.
And Burley with that right hand, if he doesn't land with the glove like he did there, he landed with the forearm and did a lot of damage with it to the side of Curiel's face. But he's, Al Cerdo warned the kid about it in between rounds. He told him just be careful of that. That's a sucker punch, and you just stay within yourself. And he kind of, feels, I'm sure they scouted Burley because that's the way they take care of their business. They don't just take a fighter sight unseen, but they know that they're going to wear him down and that they got a real prospect here. And as you can see, Burley's not much on form, but he's a 30-year-old man, and he's strong, and heads came together there. Just trying to make sure that nobody got cut.
And the referee stopping it for a few moments, and then right back to action it goes. Two things with that looping right hand, Bob. A, it'll neutralize the left jab. B, it could almost make it even better because if Curiel is able to time that and get underneath quickly enough, he can make a very good punch with that straight left hand on the jab.
And also, his corner told him, go up underneath, counter up underneath, because that looping right hand leaves you open. It's hard to beat a good straight, you can't beat a good straight jab with a wide looping shot like that, but you could trade a jab for a power shot if you can, if you can parry the jab and take the power. But yeah, you see Curiel pick it off right as Burley was launching it. He parried it with his own glove.
Curiel tried to pick it up a little bit. He's been a little cautious, waiting for that big right hand by Burley. Starting to work in behind that jab a little better here. Near the end, as you see, 1:14 to go in round 2.
And he's trying to throw some straight right hands to the body, which, the longer the fight goes, it's not going to bother him at all. He can box distance. He's just a young kid there. He got pushed down behind his head a little bit and caused his hook to go low.
Coming up later, another of our WBU World Champion fights, this time of the Super Bantamweight, and a new champion. Either Max Gomez of Denver, Colorado, or Anton Gilmore of Johannesburg, South Africa. One will walk out of here as the champion on Cedric Kushner's World Championship Boxing.
There, Burley tries the hook a little bit, tries to mix it up a little bit on the kid, Curiel.
And a good combination by Burley. Good left hand by Curiel. But look at Burley stay right in there.
Burley's dead game, if nothing else.
I think you mentioned lacking of skill and certainly finesse, but does not lack for heart as he barrels in on top of Curiel. And right now, Freddie's taking a lot of punishment. How severe it is, we're not sure, but he's taking a couple of good punches. Those are right of his own. As the bell sounds. Well, if this crowd needed a hot button, Burley and Curiel have just touched it at the end of round 2 with quite a flurry. We'll see which one came out the worse for wear. Burley pooping himself out with all those punches. And Curiel coming out with a couple of pretty good counter punches as he fought off the ropes.
No, Curiel he's very fresh at this stage of the fight. I think much more so than Burley, and that's what they wanted to do, take advantage of that. The fact that Burley probably hasn't sufficiently recovered from that second round onslaught.
Okay, clean. Let's go. Step back.
Referee doing a good job of breaking the fighters, not letting everybody rest.
Curiel has gone the last 2 fights, the full 6 rounds. A win in September over Roberto Sierra. And the last fight beating Ali Muhammad in New Jersey, winning in 6 there as well in January.
All right, clean. Step back.
He's a young fighter, Freddie Curiel. He's not, grown into himself physically or anything, so he doesn't have that overpowering power, but he's a nice boxer, and because he throws such good short punches, when he does grow into himself as a man, he'll have a lot more power than he has now.
21-year-old, it looks like he's about 16 and still delivering papers, but Curiel certainly delivers a pretty good punch here, and Burley is the man that's been on the other end of that, but he's gamely fighting on here in the 3rd round, halfway through.
Yeah, Burley's definitely showing a lot of heart here, but I think his conditioning's beginning to betray him.
Looping left hand again by Curiel. Curiel now becoming one thing a young fighter normally cannot do, Bob, and that, of course, is to try to lean back on some patience. He's just biding his time and working himself in and trying to measure it again here on Burley.
But at the same time, he's winning the fight. You know, he's in control of it, and you know, he doesn't really have to rush anything. He knows he's not a big puncher. Burley's looking to, you know, get the referee involved in this because he knows he's tired. And nice move by Freddie Curiel, leaving Dennis Burley in the lurch. But here comes Burley in nothing but dead game.
Now Burley's legs have not turned to spaghetti yet, but they're certainly linguine, I'll tell you that. They're getting wobbly. He stumbles back out to the center of the ring.
Okay, clean. Hey, let go.
John McHale again separating him as we close in at the end of round 3. This one can't possibly end as well as round 2 did, but again they'll fight on into the 4th. Good look at the young man out of Patterson, New Jersey, and Al Cerda working for him. 8-0 his record. Couple of wins by a knockout. And again, he's still not happy with Freddie's progress. Doing a little daydreaming, he said.
Well, that's what he does. He's the kind of guy that he gives them some negative reinforcement, and the kids, these fighters, they want to deliver for Al Cerda. They'll do, you know, the kid comes back at the end of the round. Oh, did I do better? Did I do better? I mean, he's trying to deliver for him. Burley's trying to quit over in the other corner. He's trying to quit over there right now in between rounds. So,
well, I tell you what, and he may have quit because of this, as Curiel glancing one off the top of his head, and that right hand behind it was a devastating one. And Burley just had to wrestle him towards the rope. By the way, this is the first time that Burley is set down, other than being thrown down by the referee at the end of the 2nd round. And again, as you pointed out, he's pleading with somebody to get him out of there, and he finally got an ear that somebody liked, and that's John McClay that finally came up and stops the fight. As again, sitting on the stool is Burley at the end of 3 rounds. So Fred Curiel again will come up with his 9th victory and will technically get a TKO out of this, and that'll be his 3rd of his young career. Got some good work through 3 rounds. Certainly the end of that 2nd round was a rather interesting flurry, but again went back to the business like, maybe daydreaming a bit, but did what he needed to do through 3 rounds.
Well, you know, he felt the other guy's strength, and he was being a little more cautious than Al Cerda wanted him to be. But that's just them bonding together as trainer and fighter, and, you know, the kid learning how to, you know, follow instructions from his corner.
Let's go upstairs with the official time. Here again is Chuck Cease.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a decision in this round in the welterweight division. A TKO at the end of the 3rd round. Your winner is Fred Curiel.
So the youngster from nearby Patterson picks up another win by a technical knockout. And as we go to the end of the 3rd round, you can quite obviously see that Burley is taking some more punishment. Again, that great right hand, and again, the wrestling tactics are of Burley to try to get himself out of trouble here, Bob. And again, when he got him on the ropes, he was able to come back out, but when he sat down, again, you picked it up quickly. He was bleeding just to get out of there, and he finally found somebody that would listen. Birdwood Resort here in Bushkill, Pennsylvania. By the way, what a beautiful